A very good morning to all the students. In this chapter entitled Human Rights Issues in Addressing Disaster, let us study why is there any necessity to have human rights? Yes, human rights must, so that each and every individual, in spite of their gender, caste, religion, on the basis of finance, power, all will get equal distribution of service, equal distribution of rights, equal distribution of everything that is required to live for living as a human being. First of all, we are human beings in spite of the geographical barriers of nation, whatever it is, the necessity or the needs of human beings, shelter, cloth, food, they are same. Whatever or wherever human beings, society, a group of people, they live. They have their basic needs and they have their, and it is the responsibility of government to provide those kinds of things to its citizens. It is a must. So for this purpose, human rights issues in addressing disasters. Suppose any calamity, disasters have take place anywhere in India or in country, in our country or in any country. So there should be measures to prevent it. If such kind of calamities may occur, the probability or perhaps it may happen, probability is there. So it is responsibility to follow and to instruct the local people, local dwellers, so that they can evacuate themselves from one to another place and damage of lives may not take place. So prevention is a must. Prevention, there is one proverb in English that uh, prevention is what is the proverb? Prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than prevention is a must. In this, in India, we will see the vastness of land, diverse geographical and climatic profile is there. When we think of India, Indian people, so many possibilities if they have and they have guts, they can face any challenges. But many times, some of the challenges are beyond human capacity. So, for that purpose, we must be aware of it. We must have some measures to prevent such kind of disasters, and it may take place. So, our action plan must be ready so that the intensity can be minimized, it can be reduced. So Indian government responded very just we will go to the point. Government's long-term measures. National Disaster Management Act, which was passed in 2006 for relief, and what is the provisions or principles that are regulated in this act? I will read. The Act lays down institutional, legal, financial, and coordination mechanisms at the national, state, district, and local levels. These institutes are not parallel structure independent of each other and will work in close harmony. The new institutional framework is expected to usher in the paradigm shift in DM, disaster management, from a relief-centric approach to a proactive regime that lays greater emphasis on preparedness, prevention, and mitigation. The same thing we have seen. The same, just with the flow of my discussion, I have discussed to measure or to have plan of preparedness, prevention, and mitigation. So National Disaster Management Authority. National, let me admit some of the students. Someone should bear the responsibility, I think. Yeah. National Disaster Management Authority. This act empowers the central government to appoint the National Disaster Management Authority with the Prime Minister of India as a chairperson, and such number of other members not exceeding 9. 9 मेंबर्स असावेत, 9 पेक्षा जास्त असायला नकोत, आणि ह्याचा चेअरमन हा प्राईम मिनिस्टर असतो. The national authority has the responsibility to lay down, approve the policy, plans and guidelines for disaster management prepared by various departments of government of India to ensure timely and effective response to disaster. So another agency, that is National Disaster Management Authority, chairperson is the Prime Minister of India, and members are not more than 9. So this agency also approve the policy, plans. Something may happen. So nowadays, in the month of March, April, so many daily wagers, working class people, they have migrated from one place to another, their native place. But during their journey, so many people, they have suffered a lot. Some of them have to lose their life also. But how many people have killed? There is no agency. There is no any mm, policy. There is no any authority that people have died because of the journey. Nothing is there. And our Indian Parliament also, 2-3 days before, people are, I mean, MLAs, they are telling we do not have any figures, how many people, whatever it is. So there is no any human rights, there is no any disaster plans, not any team to work or govern. So everything is chaos. So it is called as terrible beauty is born. All changed utterly. A terrible beauty is born. Terrible beauty, really a drastic beauty, as in the words of W.B. Yeats. Then National Executive Committee. Let us see National Executive Committee. So what is the purpose of this government's long-term measures? These are government's long-term measures. So to assist the national authority, an advisory committee called the National Executive Committee, consisting of experts in the field of disaster management, having practical experience of disaster management at the national, state and district level. DIMP in the last lecture we have seen. So it works, National Executive Committee is there, and DIMP, look at Disaster Management Action Plan, works under the able guideship of National Executive Committee. Did you get the point? So the committee is interested to prepare a national plan for disaster management, which is to be reviewed and updated annually. So what is the responsibility to update whatever These disasters may happen in 2004 tsunami in coastal areas of Tamil Nadu. Then 2001 Bhuj earthquake, 1993 Latur or Killari earthquake. Then such disasters we have seen with the course of with this course of lectures. So National Executive Committee हे पण कार्य करते. त्यानंतर नॅशनल प्लॅन. So national plan shall include the prevention of disasters, the integration of mitigation measures in the development plans. Same thing, the preparedness and capacity building to effectively respond to any threatening disaster situations or disaster. The role and responsibilities of different ministers or departments of the government of India. What are the minimum standards stipulated in this national plan? Number one, minimum requirements to be provided in the relief camps in relation to shelter, food, drinking water. Number two, medical cover and sanitation. Then special provisions to be made for widows and orphans. Then assistance to provide assistance on account of loss of life, as also assistance on account of damage of houses and for restoration of means of livelihood and such other relief as may be necessary. So these things the plan admit yes did the work. Then other authorities are also there, they also work. State disaster management authority is there, state executive committee, district disaster management authority, DDMA. So national policy on disaster management 2009 we will study. I have not written. Let me write just one word. National policy on disaster management 2009. National policy on disaster management 2009. Okay, we will see this national policy on disaster management 2009. So what kind of provisions made by this policy on disaster management committee? Let us go through it. Promoting a culture of prevention, preparedness and resilience at all levels through their knowledge, innovation and education. त्यांचं जे काही ज्ञान आहे, जे काही कोणत्या ठिकाणी काय उपाययोजना करायला, कोणकोणते जे काही प्रिव्हेन्शन्स घ्यायला हवेत, हे ह्याचे जे काही त्यासाठी ते सज्ज असतात. सज्ज असणे हे या कमिटीचं काम आहे. नॅशनल पॉलिसी. त्यानंतर एन्करेजिंग मिटिगेशन मेजर्स बेस्ड ऑन टेक्नॉलॉजी, traditional wisdom and environmental sustainability. Number 3, mainstreaming disaster management into developmental planning process. Then establishing institutional and techno legal framework to create an enabling regulatory environment and a compliance regime. Number 5, ensuring efficient mechanism for identification, assessment and monitoring of disaster risk. I will tell you after. Let me read all the points. Developing contemporary forecasting and early warning systems backed by responsive and safe communication with information technology support. Then ensuring efficient response and relief with caring approach towards the needs of the vulnerable sections of the society. Look at vulnerable sections of the society. I will tell you, undertaking reconstruction as an opportunity to build disaster resilient structures and habitat of ensuring safer living. And last one, promoting a productive and proactive partnership with the media for disaster management. So what are the provisions made by National Policy on Disaster Management 2009? The central government adopted the National Policy on Disaster Management 2009. What are the objectives? So let me say the objectives. हा जो ऍक्ट आहे, सेंट्रल गव्हर्नमेंट अडॉप्टेड द नॅशनल पॉलिसी ऑन डिझास्टर मॅनेजमेंट. तर त्यामध्ये सर्व जे काही गरजू घटक आहेत त्यांना न्याय मिळाला पाहिजे. त्यानंतर जे काही व्हल्नरेबल सेक्शन्स ऑफ द सोसायटी असतील, वर्किंग क्लास, लेडीज, that then other deceased person, deceased people, त्यांच्याकडे जास्तीत जास्त लक्ष द्यायला पाहिजे. त्यानंतर त्यांच्याकडे जे काही काळजीपूर्वक त्यांची कशी काळजी घेता येईल, कोणकोणते जे काही तीव्रता कमी करण्यासाठी कोणकोणते उपाययोजना आहेत त्याची पाहणी करणे, आणि लोकल लेवलला कशा प्रकारे जास्त हानी न होता काहीतरी प्रिव्हेंटिंग मेजर्स, उपाययोजना, आपत्ती निवारण योजना निर्माण करता येतील. हे सर्व हे जे कार्य आहे हे यात अभिप्रेत आहे. नॅशनल पॉलिसी ऑन डिझास्टर मॅनेजमेंट मध्ये हे अभिप्रेत आहे. तर आपण हे पाहिलं ह्युमन राईट्स इश्यूज इन अड्रेसिंग डिझास्टर्स.